we have a dangerous power striker in Armen Petrosyan making his UFC debut, man. Let's go over the stats one more time for Armen Petrosyan. He is a formerly basically a light heavyweight moving down to 185. He's fought 2 of his 6 career fights at 185, but the other 4 have been at 205. He is a Russian champion in karate, K1, and Muay Thai, and he's a karate black belt. Now, he's coming up against a Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioner in Gregory Rodriguez, a very skilled grappler who has crazy power in his hands. And at the end of the day, man, he is overcome some adversity. Let's just say it that way. In his last fight against Jun Young Park, it was touch and go, man. Jun Young Park was putting it on him. Gregory Rodriguez was the nail in part of that fight, and wasn't a very good nail, to be honest with you, but he overcame, and his power prevailed at the end of the day. And I think that's all that matters, right? 5 knockouts, 4 submissions, 2 decisions for RoboCop Gregory Rodriguez. For Armen Petrosyan, it's all knockouts, brother. There's no decision. There's no submissions. He's just flatlining people and getting them out of there. His last fight that got him the contract, the Dana White Contender Series contract, that head kick was disgusting. I'm talking about he slumped his opponent, Kolev, right? He slumped him. He was asleep. Like, he was back against the cage, head drooped down. He was asleep. He was snoring, all that good stuff. I don't know if he was really snoring, but he was asleep, man. So when it comes down to this matchup, man, and someone has to be the nail, who's going to be the nail, and who do you think can be a better nail? Because we saw Rodriguez, like I said, we saw him be the nail against Jun Young Park. And that's not a very good nail that he was there, but he prevailed. Armen Petrosyan, though, coming down from 205, he might lack a little speed, but you know he has that power all day. So what do you think on that?
I think Petrosyan's the better nail in this situation. I think he's felt harder power. He's felt more of that 205 power that you're talking about, Derek. Where Gregory Rodriguez, I mean, this dude, he's down to leave his head on the center line and swing for a finish. We saw against the Iron Turtle, man, that was a hell of a fight. But Gregory Rodriguez was a little on the losing end until he wasn't, man, which is good and bad for both Gregory Rodriguez. You know, it's an interesting way that he goes, because this dude is very talented on the ground. The jiu-jitsu is absolutely insane for Gregory Rodriguez. But he sometimes chooses not to use it. Like, he literally says, fuck it, I'm swinging, man. This is going to be a very fun fight. Petrosyan, it's interesting to see if the speed will catch up to the power that he was holding at 205. Because all he needs is one, man. This dude is a knockout artist, and he can touch the chin on Gregory Rodriguez, bring in that strength that he had in 205 down to the 185-pound class. It's going to be interesting to see. I think Gregory Rodriguez leads on the front foot a little bit. We'll see if Petrosyan can actually dominate, be that dominating force. Because, they're actually about the same height. So, maybe I was thinking Petrosyan is the bigger guy. He kind of has that bigger aura to him. He's been in the 205-pound class. But Gregory Rodriguez is also very big in his own right. So I think it'll be a little bit back and forth, but I'm going for Gregory Rodriguez on the front foot, leading the dance. And if things don't work out, then he goes to the ground. What do you think?
I think that he's probably going to need to take the fight to the ground at some point if he really wants to be victorious. But I do also worry about cardio, because Gregory Rodriguez, we've seen him get tired in these fights, right? And Armen Petrosyan, you're a big boy coming down. You're not going to have that speed. Push the pace a little bit. You might get tired too. At the end of the day, Rodriguez has a 4-inch reach advantage, 75 inches to 71 in his favor. So maybe sticking it on the feet, mixing in some takedowns, try a little jiu-jitsu, but primarily keeping your distance and trying to smash. I think that might be the way to go. This should be a fun fight regardless, man. At the end of the day, the over and under is 1.5 rounds. Who do you have on the over and under, and who wins the fight and how?
I'm going with the over, Derek, but just barely. I'm going like minute 8, like barely TKO round 2, and I'm going for Rodriguez. I think there's a multitude of ways which he can get it done, whether he chooses to, stand and bang first and then go for the takedown later and work that jiu-jitsu, which I think is going to happen, or he does it the opposite, man. Jiu-jitsu first, then takes then starts up banging. Yeah. Either way, he can get it done in a lot of different ways, but I'm going Gregory Rodriguez TKO round 2. What do you think?
I agree with you on that over pick 2, where I'm just going either the beginning of round 3 or like late round 2 in favor of Gregory Rodriguez. And the reason why is because his experience in the UFC, I think, is really valuable, man. Having the win over Dusko Todorovic, where he wasn't able to knock him out. He was smacking him up all day long, but he wasn't able to knock him out. Dusko had a very, very tough chin on that one, and we saw he keeps that chin sky high, and he was still able to take the shots. Very impressive. Maybe it's telling. Maybe Rodriguez doesn't have the power we think. I don't know. Because when he fought Jun Young Park, like I said, man, Iron Turtle, Iron Chin too, and he still slumped him, man. So that was a good one. He didn't really knock him out, but it was a TKO finish either way. But like I said, man, for Armen Petrosyan, with the power that he has, man, if he lands on Rodriguez, it's going to be a quick night. But if Rodriguez can use that experience, stay away from that, stay away from just those open exchanges of I'm going to drop my hands and just let's punch each other, old school rock'em sock'em robot style. If that happens, you got to go Petrosyan. But I like Rodriguez here. I like the over. End of round 2, early round 3. I think he gasses him out, and then he makes him take him to the bloody waters, finish him. I like Rodriguez here. Should be a banger of a matchup to kick off our main card.